Hey, what's up everybody? I am Sho Stillo, and as you can see by my lack of shirt and my glistening skin, that I am your shirtless chef. So I'm all about cooking brunch in the morning, making a nice breakfast. Thing I like about brunch is that it can be omelets, it can be steak, it can be shrimp, it can be alcoholic beverages, whatever you like. So today I'm gonna make an amazing brunch for you. It's called machacado con huevo. Machacado is basically a dried shredded beef that's grilled or fried on the pan. You throw some tomatoes, some onions, cilantro. It's basically like a Mexican scramble. This is sort of what I grew up eating in the morning, and it's amazing. We're also gonna have a Bloody Mary on the side. So I'm gonna make an amazing Bloody Mary. I'm gonna throw in a few key ingredients, a few secret ingredients. It's gonna be awesome. All right, so machacado con huevo. The first key ingredients on that is onion, tomato, and jalapenos. In Mexico and in Spanish, we always use chile, tomate, cebolla. Basically, the top three ingredients on any Mexican dish. There's always tomatoes, there's always onions, and there's always peppers. Throw in some garlic in there too, and that's a staple for any Mexican cuisine. All right, the first thing we're gonna do, you gotta have your oil. Throw in the oil. Like I'm saying right now, this is not gonna be a healthy meal. This is also not a meal that you should be eating every single morning. This is grease, calories, satisfaction. It's salty, it's amazing, and it's the ultimate. Machacado con huevo. Alright, so we're heating up the oil, getting the pan nice and greased up, you know, sort of how you like to be after a nice jog, getting greasy with it. Gotta start to warm things up. So, you start off with your onions. Start off with a little bit of jalapenos. Not too much, or a lot. It all depends on if you like it spicy or not. So the first thing you're going to do is start to sort of sweat this stuff out. Get it all warmed up for you. Alright, so the main ingredient on this is called carne seca. Carne seca is dried beef. It's beef jerky. It's Mexican beef jerky. So this beef jerky that I'm using is from my hometown in Mexico. You can't get it here. I live in LA. I can't even find it. I can't even order it. You know, I have to have my mom bring me logs of it when she comes in for Christmas. So this is it right here. This is dried shredded beef. It's beef jerky with no preservatives, no flavorings. It just has salt and dried meat. And I know this is probably hard for you to find if you want to make it at home, but that's okay because you can use just regular beef jerky. So imagine yourself making a beef jerky omelet. Amazing. Think about it. So here we go. We got the machacado, and this is the carne seca. Delicious. You got your onions grilling up in here. You just toss it in there and start to get it all going. So you grilled up some onions, grilled up some jalapenos. Toss in the carne seca and just sort of start to get everything, you know, involved with each other. You know, the carne seca is talking to the onions, that are talking to the jalapenos, that is talking to the oil that's mixing everything up. This is good stuff right here. Okay, the thing about the carne seca, or if you're gonna grill or pan fry beef jerky, you gotta understand there is no moisture in it. So it's not like it's gonna take a while to cook. As soon as it hits the grease, it's gonna start to cook up. So you have to be careful not to burn it. You wanna cook this on a medium heat. Actually, it takes about 90 seconds for it to get nice and golden and brown. So as we can see, it's nice and golden and brown. And this is gonna be a very rough omelet that we're doing. It's not very complicated. You grill the stuff up, and then you throw a couple of eggs in it. So now we got 2 eggs. I don't know if I can do the fancy one egg thing. But that's all we're doing. Just throwing a couple of eggs in there. Super simple. So there's no real technique to putting this together. You know, some people, oh, you gotta have your omelet. It's gotta cook on this side for 90 seconds. You gotta flip it over perfectly. You know what? I'm just mixing it up, because that's what life's all about. Just mix it up and make it beautiful. You know, what I do like to do before I flip the whole thing over is sort of actually just let it cook on one side, like all the way. Let it get nice and toasty. While that's almost cooking, I'm gonna lower the heat down a little bit. we got some tortillas in the mix because we're not gonna eat this with toast. We're gonna eat this with tortillas because it's a Mexican breakfast meal. So we make sure that the burner's going good. Yeah. So we're using little tortillas. That means you can have like 4 or 5 little tacos. Very, very nice and filling. If you have one giant tortilla, you know, after you're done with it, you're just so full. Like, you know, it's better to use small ones. So we're putting these on the grill. As the tortillas are heating up, we can see our omelet is almost ready to roll. We're gonna flip it over to the other side. Let the other side cook up. But yo, check it out. Zoom in on this. Look at the goodness. We got meat. We got onions and jalapenos. Just everything is looking amazing here. And actually, we can just turn the stove off at this point. It has the cool thing about this pan. It's a little bit thicker. It's got residual heat, so you don't have to have it cooking the whole time. It's just the heat's just gonna go through and finish cooking up the omelet. So we keep on going with that. You know what? The omelet's going. The tortillas are going. It's time to think about a little bit of a drink. You know, in the morning, sometimes I like to have orange juice, maybe a mimosa, maybe a coffee. Maybe just some water, apple juice or whatever. You know what? I think this is a special morning for us. We're gonna have an amazing Bloody Mary. Oh yeah, it's Bloody Mary time. Okay, the first ingredient on the Bloody Mary is a little bit of vodka. So, guess what? This is not water, this is vodka. It all depends on what kind of morning you've had or what kind of night you had the night before. You know, you pour it in there. A shot, half shot, whatever you want. Oh. Without making a mess, of course. Do the Bloody Mary. Before we put in the actual tomato juice, we'll do a little bit of Tabasco as well. Not too much, a couple of dashes. When you put too much, it becomes like a funk, you know. You taste the Bloody Mary, and it gets a little bit crazy. So, next ingredient is Worcestershire or Worcestershire or something shire. I don't even know what it is, but it's good stuff. That adds the richness, the meatiness, the smokiness to it. The next thing, this is not added to a lot of Bloody Marys out there, and this is sort of a secret ingredient. So I'm just saying, don't tell anyone about this one. Guess what this is? It may look a little bit toxic, it may look a little bit funky, but that's okay. This is pickle juice, yo. This is the secret ingredient. This is what makes this Bloody Mary spicy. You got that vinegariness. It's tangy. It's nice. This is gonna be the ultimate Bloody Mary. So just a little bit of pickle juice on this as well. Not too much. You know, you don't want it to be a pickle Bloody Mary. We just want it to be nice. All right. And the main ingredient on this is gonna be tomato juice. You know, you can make your own tomato juice from scratch, but who wants to do that? You know, just go out and buy some canned tomato juice. Whatever you need, you know what I'm talking about. So pour in the tomato juice in there as well. Oh yeah. As you pour it in, everything starts to mix up, starting to look nice. After you poured in the tomato juice, you know, we've got some cracked pepper. Just sort of crack some pepper on top of that. Maybe throw in some salt on the very top, so you sort of make like a nice layer of like salty, peppery goodness on top of everything. If you want, you can top it off with one of these bad boys. So, that's the Bloody Mary. Again, anyone can do whatever you want with the Bloody Mary. You want to put a whole jalapeno inside your Bloody Mary, you can do that. You want to put fresh garlic inside your Bloody Mary, you can do that as well. This is a very simple Bloody Mary, and you can use the celery as a stirrer or whatever. So that's it. Awesome Bloody Mary. Alright, so we're almost done with our meal here. We gotta have 2 plates because guess what? I don't like to have brunch by myself. It's gonna be you and me. So let's do it. We got our tortillas. There's a nice golden glow on those. Look how beautiful they are. We got two on each plate. So we're not gonna just do an omelet. We're gonna do a little bit of a Mexican breakfast taco. So you just take some of the meat. And you know what? Forget the fork. We're just gonna use our fingers for this point. You know, You know, there's nothing wrong with getting a little bit of funky. So, you know, you get some of the omelet in there, some of the, it's called machacado. You gotta say it right, machacado. It says passion. It just sounds amazing. So you sort of build out your little taco. Might be nice. You can also, you know, if you want, you put a little bit of avocado in there to add some of that creaminess and rich factor. Do the avocado. Doing it. Sort of building it out. If you want to, we got a couple of slices of tomato. You know, one slice per little taquito. Wait, this is a giant slice. Look how thick that is. All right, we're gonna use a better one. This one, slice of tomato. Let's see, what else we want to put in there. You know what? We got some fresh chipotle sauce right here. Actually, it's not fresh. This is out of a can. But you know what? Don't tell anybody, cause I grew these myself. Yeah, right. Get a little spoon. Put some of this chipotle sauce on it. Look at that. If your mouth is not watering at this point, you just ain't alive. So on top for the garnish, you gotta have a little cilantro, because every Mexican meal, I don't care what it is, it all has cilantro on it. Cilantro sort of balances it out, adds a bitterness to it, and sort of like a fresh vibe to it. You know, and a little bit of fresh green onion, some scallions doesn't hurt either. So as we're finishing this up, you know, we got our mouth watering, everything's looking good. Having a side of sour cream, well, you gotta have that for pretty much anything spicy too, because it sort of balances everything out. All right, we have the machacado, we have the Bloody Mary, and it's amazing. And remember, you can't eat by yourself. So here we go. We got one for me and one for you. Let's just get into this right now. Look at this. Hold on. Let me get some sour cream in there too. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. It's so good. I can't even talk right now. I'm literally coming in my mouth.